Hello, hello. Guess what time it is?
My favorite time of the week.
It's time for another edition of the Black Belt Newscast.
Yeah.
I'm Cindy, publisher. I'm in Marengo County.
I'm Todd. I'm the writer, and I'm over in Dallas County.
All right. I always like to start out by saying that all of our stories you can find in more detail at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. We post all day, every day. We are a community news source for you. We do have a daily newsletter that comes out at 3 o'clock every day. It's free. Everything that we do now is free. We don't have a paywall. So if you want to see, get the headlines at 3 o'clock every day, sign up with your email, and we don't charge you for nothing. And you can see the headlines and go click on what you want to know more about for the week. You can also visit our new calendar under lifestyles, and it has all kinds of stuff going on, including if you would like to know more about food giveaway days in the Black Belt, we have a service events page where you can find out more about where to get things in when you are in need. We also are taking resumes because we want everybody to write for us. We would love to have the help.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you just want to send items to us, hey, did you know we are doing a story about this, or you didn't do a story about that, and write about it for us or send us the story idea. You can also make a donation. Blackbeltnewsnetwork.com, in the right hand corner, there is a donate now red button. We are a nonprofit, so we are going to make this work using and being sustained by you guys, the community, and grants and all kinds of other ways, some advertising, so that we can be here covering the Black Belt for you guys every single day.
Yeah.
Okay. And I can also take comments. So if you want to make comments where you're watching us, whether it's YouTube or Facebook, Instagram, I can see them in real time and I can answer you. So if you have any questions or comments, even if it's just saying hi, because I like it when you do that too, um, just
I,
communicate with us. That's right.
I like that.
Okay, so we're going to start out with a couple of our serious stories, and then we have some fun ones to end with. That's news.
That's right.
All right, so let's start with the district attorney for much of the Black Belt has a Project Zero going on. And what did this meeting entail?
Well, first of all, Project Zero is his initiative to have zero homicides in the 4th Judicial District, which is Marine. Well, it's not Marine. I'm sorry. Dallas, Perry, Bibb, and Wilcox County. Dallas, Perry, Bibb, Wilcox. I left one out, but what he's trying to do is to get folks who he calls stakeholders, and that is people like in this particular group, education, health care, just all kind of help organizations that help people in the area that all have the mindset of trying to make sure that nobody is killed in our area. And these stakeholder meetings are leading up to the full push of Project Zero, getting input and ideas as to what can we do to make people understand you're not supposed to kill each other. And so that's what this is all about. This particular meeting was earlier this week. It was Monday evening. It was a small group, smaller than the past meetings. They meet every 4th Monday of the month, and stakeholders includes you and me and all of us. And so we're all invited to join the stakeholders meeting. So I'm going to start going to these regularly to try to learn more about what's going on and help be the voice of our district attorney, so that maybe we can help spread the word of no homicides in the 4th Judicial Circuit. Of course, that he talks about that in the interview that we have posted on Black Belt News Network right now.
That's right. And it's very interesting to see what he's doing to curb crime.
Yes,
And we have been in contact with our other district attorney,
that's
Rachel.
right.
Yeah. And she's going to be meeting with us soon with a project of her own that she's working on for her part of the
Exactly.
Black Belt.
Matter of fact, I'm supposed to call her today.
Awesome. We're going to check
Yeah.
in with her and we will have her on here as well.
Yeah.
So, City of Selma is under a hiring freeze. This
Mm.
one is more related to regular positions. If you are looking or hiring in police and fire, those positions are available. But otherwise, they have a hiring freeze. And the city council did approve a balanced budget, which was a big struggle for this council. It has been pretty much the whole 5 years they've been together. But this balanced budget will be what leads to the new folks that come in on November 3rd that were just elected to their city council seats. They had to have a special called meeting the 29th to do that, and battle over whether they use some of their reserves. And then, of course, revenue expense discussion. And the hiring freeze is will probably end when the next administration comes in on November 3rd.
Yeah.
That is when a lot of different, changes may be happening. So that's not just the city of Selma. That is all of our cities
Right.
that just had their elections. And it's interesting because even like city of Demopolis, they have had some of their upcoming um, newly elected folks asking, can you guys, the council, can you hold off on decisions of, for instance, making new appointments to the school board? That is the way that Demopolis is set up. It is a school board that's appointed by the city council. That is not the way it is in the city of Selma, as you know, because we just
Right.
elected, right? So it's either appointed or elected, and city of Demopolis is that way, is appointed. So they would like the city council to wait until the new council gets on. So it's interesting. We will be keeping up with all the changes as everybody gets into their new seats November 3rd.
Right.
Okay, so tell us about a meeting about the gas pipeline that will be going through the Black Belt.
Right. There is a gas pipeline. It's actually one already there that runs through 10 counties across the Alabama Black Belt, runs through all of our counties. And Dallas County in particular is going to go right just above Valley Grande, all the way through Marengo into Mississippi. This particular meeting were mostly the environmental groups and I think it was SCLC. Anyway, the Rivers Alliance, Alabama River Alliance, and a number of other groups were there talking about the potential negatives and explaining to people who are interested or people who are affected how they can get in touch with the appropriate leadership to voice their concerns or to find out more information. Now, like I said, there is already a pipeline there. This particular one that they're proposing would just increase the capacity of the existing line. This is an ongoing thing. It'll be at least 3 years in the making. There will be more of these meetings. And of course, we'll eventually hear from the other side and see what their take, the people who are actually building the pipeline. So this is something that's going to be going on for a while, and we will be following it just to make sure that our folks are covered.
Yes, and that's Senator Robert Stewart that
Robert, he
hosted
was
this
there.
meeting. We've announced it quite a few times for you to know about when it would be.
Right.
We will do that again when the next meetings are set. That was a pretty good crowd right there.
They're going to have more of these meetings in the other counties affected, and Curtis Williams was there, and so was Vivian Rogers, our council people. Vivian Rogers' district will be the one. I'm sorry, commissioners. Yeah, I'm sorry. Vivian Rogers' district is the one that's most affected, and she said that she's going to plan a meeting in the district. That was at Arts Revive, but she's going to plan a meeting in her actual district to allow the people who are most affected to attend, and that's coming in the near future. And she promised that she would let me know when that meeting is going to occur, and I'll pass that along.
All right. So you got to go to a groundbreaking. It's kind of cool in our area when we get a groundbreaking because that means construction is coming.
That's
What
right.
was
That
this
means
project?
expansion, construction, and growth. This is the ASE Credit Union on Citizens Parkway in Selma. That is Miss Sharon Mills. She's a board member of ASE, talking about how this has been 3 years in the making. Although ASE has been in the Selma area for, I believe it was 8 years, 3 years in the making for this new building. That is the interim CEO, Shannon Watkins. And she said that they've been listening to the members, the folks who do their financial transactions there. And she said that there's going to be a drive-through ATM. There's going to be a drive-through windows, which the current building does not have. She also said there's going to be a coffee bar because people tend to come and hang out. And there's going to be benches out front for people who get there before the stores actually open. This is another construction project. That's our county commission right there. They did their part of the groundbreaking after the ASE faculty and staff. And this is going to be about a year in the making. So about a year from now, that's the new building. It should be up. You can see the drive-through over to the left and the main building there. They're building it in the park, in the little area right in front of the current building on Citizens Parkway. So it'll be basically the same location, but it's going to be a lot better. That's where we do our banking, and it's going to be nice to have a drive-through. Believe me, that's something that's sorely missed. So it'll be good.
All right. And there's another groundbreaking coming in Demopolis.
Yes. The Alabama School of Healthcare Science is breaking ground Tuesday. A number of bigwigs like Kay Ivey herself, our governor, is going to be there to break ground on the building that will be the school, Alabama School of Healthcare Science. So that's Monday, Tuesday. And I keep saying Monday because
14th. It is the 14th.
It's the 14th, but I'm sorry, the 14th. It's Tuesday the 14th. But October 6th, Monday, this is what I keep thinking about, is Wallace Community College Selma is hosting a special meeting for the Alabama School of Healthcare Science, informational meeting kickoff. And that's going to be in the Hank Sanders room of Wallace Community College. That's the old building that's on the site, that was on the site, that's going to be the Alabama School of Healthcare Science. And I remember when that was, they made lingerie.
There it is now.
There it is now.
Sort of. That I need to get some new stuff. I'll go down the road and get it here soon.
Yeah. And well, we'll definitely get some on the 14th because we plan to be there and cover that for everybody and make sure that we get video of the grad. That's actually very exciting. Right now, they're holding classes at University of West Alabama. I remember when it was Livingston University. So
West Alabama.
West
in
Alabama.
Livingston.
And they'll soon to move into that. I think they said it's supposed to open in 2026. So we'll say our prayers, but we'll be at the groundbreaking on the 14th and let everybody know what's going on there. It'll be fun.
So I had a really great night last night in Camden for Black Belt Treasures Cultural Arts Center. Had their 20th anniversary party. It was so fun, and the weather was fantastic. Very sunny. But they had, so this is actually their location, but they used all this space. There was a bluegrass band there. I know you know those folks. They're Dallas County folks. So some of my friends I got to wave at. They had a little clogger there, and they had a silent auction in the new building next door. Is now a coffee shop, and it was really sweet. And then they had a presentation where they talked about and honored all the founding members. They also had some resolutions that were approved during the spring legislature that had honoring their 20 years. So they read those out. They gave they got a $25,000 donation from Tom Bigby, RC&D, which is really great. I'm sure they'll use that. That's the silent auction that was fun, and that's that new coffee shop. Yeah, very cool. And what's neat is that they started. See, there's Robert Stewart.
Yeah,
he's all over our newscast today.
He is, isn't he?
Well, what's neat is they started in 2003 talking about doing this. Finally got it going in 2005, but they really went and wanted to change the perception of the Black Belt and also bring in like tourism related to all the wonderful artwork in 19 counties is what it's ended up being. And so they have a gallery there. There's Prince Chestnut. He
Yeah.
had a presentation as well. They unveiled, I think that's going to be my next video, commemorative painting. I ended up sitting with Miss Jonna uh, Bush here. That is Judy Bonner, the former UA president in
Oh
pink.
yeah.
See, that is a beautiful painting that she did. She's very skilled at
Oh wow.
portraits, and it shows different artists in the area, and like Winky Hicks is in that. The G's Bend women are making a quilt in it.
Oh,
It's very
wow.
detailed. I actually bought a print of it, and everybody signed it, including Jonna, who I sat with at dinner. But that was a real treat to get to meet the artist at the table.
That's
And
cool.
so we wish them the best. I mean, this is what we promote the most is ecotourism and other kinds of ways that we can promote what we have that's so awesome here in the Black Belt. Black Belt Adventures was there. Pam Swanner was there.
Oh,
Um,
Pam, good
I
deal.
mean, there was
I
so
love Pam.
many great representatives. I would miss everybody if I were to list them all. John Clyde Riggs was a big like starter founder of this and went around with this crazy idea, and there a lot of people um,
Crazy idea.
really gave him credit for really getting it off the ground and saying, no, this really could work. Now they've had 450 artists that have cycled through and from the 19 counties. I mean, it's pretty amazing
Yeah.
what they've done. And it was really, really neat to be there to honor that with them. And for them, getting that, they got a chance to say thank you to those that really put some heart and soul and sweat into getting it going 20 years ago, and now it's
It's
really
amazing.
a
Yeah.
well-oiled machine of what else they do besides promoting local artists is they have funding for arts education in the schools, because that's usually the first thing to go in budget cuts. So a lot of black belt schools struggle with not having any art classes.
Right.
They provide those art classes. So I'm telling you, I've been saying I'm going to get down there and do some art classes there, and I'm motivated now because it was really fun to see all the wonderful art.
Cool.
There was one of my favorites was a very colorful one of an alligator head, and I love
Oh
alligators. You
wow.
know how I feel about alligators.
Yeah.
All my viewers know I love alligators in the black belt.
I got
Anyway,
something to tell you about too, because we got a new alligator cut thing coming up real soon. We'll be talking about
oh,
that soon.
awesome. So
Yeah.
it was a really fun night, and I was really honored to be there.
Cool.
Okay, now there is another benefit thing
Yes.
coming. This one is a concert. Tell us about what's coming up.
Well, if you remember back in July, Jeremy Burge was stabbed at Walmart. Was more slashed than stabbed. That lovely young lady speaking right there to me is his daughter. Sitting next to her in the white shirt is Pride Forney. Um, Autumn Burge was explaining what happened this terrible day when her father was slashed at Walmart. Unfortunately, since that happened, insurance only pays so much. Luckily his employer has the early short-term benefits kicked in and helped, but none of it is enough. So Pride, who's sitting next to him, has helped with a group of folks to organize a concert at the Stable in Greensboro. They're from Greensboro originally. That's the Stable, which is a neat little venue. We were sitting out back through those doors, and that's where Chip and his group that was playing last night will also be playing with two other bands. That is the Bluegrass Study Group and Barbecue Ensemble, headed by Dallas County or Perry County. Well, he's in Dallas and Perry County. It's Chip Spencer. That is Sunday at 5 o'clock at the Stable in Greensboro, right on Main Street. It's going to be a big deal. It's only $10 to get in, and every single penny of that is going to go to the Burge family to help defray expenses, because Jeremy, since he's not been able to work and getting a paycheck, and insurance, again, like I said, only pays so much, so their bills are mounting, and the mom, Mrs. Burge, can't work because she actually works for Jeremy.
Oh no.
Because he not only works as a mechanic for another company, but he has his own company, and she
Okay.
works for him, so he can't do anything. So anyway, it's a potentially sad situation, but friends and neighbors and family members are kicking in, and this is one of the ways they're doing it. 5 o'clock Sunday at the stable in Greensboro. I can't wait. It's going to be great. There's going to be that Chips Bluegrass Group and two others that are going to be there. There is an interview on Black Belt News Network right now with
Yes,
all the details.
that's right.
So go watch it.
Actually, this was the Demopolis Walmart.
Right.
And that it happened. I was actually there, so that's why you've got that video you
Right.
saw of him being brought out. My daughter and I were there to buy chicken. I was there to buy chicken and couldn't get in because poor Jeremy had been stabbed because he's a good Samaritan. He was trying to stop a woman from hurting other people.
Right.
And
Exactly.
she
And
had
that's
a
one of the things.
crowbar and a knife, and he went for the crowbar to stop her from hitting people, not knowing there was a knife in the other hand.
Exactly. And that's one of the things that Autumn talks about, that he didn't know there was a knife, and that's
No.
what
So
led to him.
check out that interview with the
Yeah, it's really a
daughter.
good interview. She's
It's been
wonderful.
a really long trip, and I know a lot of people in Demopolis know this family. I have heard
Yeah.
many things, great things about him being such a great guy. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Super. But
All
yes,
right.
Sunday, 5 o'clock, the stable in Greensboro.
So switching over to Old Cahaba, another favorite stomping ground.
Oh, man, I'm telling you what, I love that place. We all do. Of course, we've talked about the haunted history, but there's another big thing that's coming up this month. That, of course, is Dr. William Henry. He is the new director of Old Cahaba. And he and I got a chance to do a big, long interview and a long talk about the field school that's coming to Cahaba. It's coming next summer. These are some of the places that the participants, which will be college students from around the country, actually he's got some from around the world that are already signed up, will be coming to dig and help learn more about Cahaba, but in the meantime, learn how to become archaeologists. They're going to dig at the old slave quarters. That scene before this is a field. They're going to use ground penetrating radar to find out where Cahaba's first jail that ended up being converted into a home. They don't know where exactly it was in the field, so they're going to do that. They're going to use new technologies to do 3D imaging of all the different headstones and monuments in the new cemetery there, so that if anything happens to any of those monuments, they have a way to see what they look like and put them back together properly. So this is going to be a very extensive field school. The cool thing is that it's 2 sessions of 4 weeks. It'll be in June and July of 2026. The last day of each session is going to be public archaeology, where the public can, that's ground penetrating radar right there, where the public can actually come in and get their hands dirty. Before that, the public is welcome to come and watch, and the participants and the volunteers that are helping to teach the participants will be glad to explain what they're doing. But the actual getting your hands dirty is going to be the last day of each session, which is that's going to be exciting because lots of folks will be able to really try archaeology for the first time, see what it's like, and hopefully get inspired to help preserve some of our historic sites.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
That'd be great for our area.
Okay, now it's time for the Black Belt Roundup. All right. I know you have you mentioned the Wallace meeting already.
Yeah, I was going to say, just one more time, Wallace Community College this Monday, 5:30 to 7 is the Alabama School of Healthcare Science statewide informational kickoff meeting, or kickoff of the meetings. And of course, Sunday, 5 o'clock is the benefit concert for Mr. Burge.
I'm going to mention there's a couple of things on our website right now that the organizers of Central Alabama Fair are asking for donations of formal dresses for pageants for girls with disabilities. And they would love to have some donated, maybe bridesmaids dresses, homecoming, prom, pageants, so that they can have a chance to wear something nice to an event. You can go to their Facebook post, Central Alabama Fair, and find out how to go give those dresses. And I think I might do that because I have a couple that I'm too old for. I can still wear them. Just had that. I turned 50 on Monday, guys.
Oh, Lord, really?
So
Golly.
we have to say,
Really?
now you can't wear that anymore. All right. Okay. United Way has also announced for Selma, Dallas County, they've kicked off their annual campaign.
Mhm.
And what they raise goes to 15 local agency partners.
Yeah.
So you can actually see their thermometer on how they're doing. And it has and it's over by the library in the gazebo that's in front of the library in Selma. And the campaign that's highlighted in this is Doc on the Spot, which is a free clinic that provides medical care for underinsured. So Jeff Cothran had sent some information on what their thing is. So you go to selmaunitedway.org for more information.
Yeah.
Always
Jeff's a good
exciting.
guy, man. He worked hard.
Now I think I've already mentioned this, are a nonprofit.
Yep.
So, and I do like to share uh, that one way to help us is to make a donation. We're going to be just like your NPRs, where you ask for $5 a month, $10 a month, and we want the community to get in there and help us continue to provide news. It is tax deductible. We are currently in 6 counties, but we get asked all the time to cover more counties. And also just saying, we know that there's a lot of counties here in the Black Belt with newspapers that are not online that might be, at risk of not making it. We don't know, but we want to make sure that we are here as a nonprofit news agency to keep news going in the Black Belt.
Yes. And
And
please
you can
just,
be a community correspondent and write for us.
yeah.
I didn't have any video from any of my folks this week, which usually I do. But join us in our efforts to be the primary news source of the Black Belt.
And anytime you can send us something that might be, that we need to cover, that we don't know about, that even if we know about it, you've got another angle. If you've got suggestions, we take them. We need that help. We love to have that help.
We do. That's how you can be a correspondent and help us do this.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also be a sponsor or have a family or a company that you know of be a sponsor. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. That is where we are all the time.
Yeah.
All right. So we had a busy week. We will have another episode next Friday, and we will see you guys then.
See you then. Have a great week.
Have a great week.